Hello everyone and welcome to the review of the WPL military truck. This has gained a lot of popularity recently because it's very cheap and it's more like a model scale RC than a simple RC car type. So this resembles a real truck and more a real truck than a toy, and that's nice. But that's where all the fun ends, because the rest of this thing it's toy grade, because it doesn't even has proportional steering. It also has it only has proportional throttle, and that's about it. It does have front LEDs for lights, and that's it. Not very complicated. And that's how it comes from China. In this box you do get a manual here, which is in English and Chinese. It should be enough for you to start, and we get here some additional springs for the suspension. This is the big transmitter with non-proportional steering. It's just a switch here for left, right, and that's it. It has here a power switch for on off, a power LED, and it has proportional throttle. This thing uses NiCad batteries, which are kind of obsolete in today's standards, where we have a lot of LiPo batteries, and it comes with a USB charger. And the truck itself is this. We are going to get into the details, but first let's take a quick look at its design. So it has some simulation winch here, it has a simulation air intake, headlights, it has these buckles here for being pulled. It does have mirrors that resemble a mirror, and it has nothing sticked on them, so you need to add some shiny aluminium foil there, but at least they are kind of foldable. The doors will not open, but it does have a steering wheel inside. Let me try to put some more light into it. That should do it. It does have a steering wheel. It even has a tiny dashboard inside, which is nice. No windows. It doesn't have any kind of windows on the doors or on the rear, so no plexiglass there. This is entirely made out of plastic. It does have a metal reinforcement here and here, and the rest is plastic. Let's see, drive shaft seems to be, yes, it's plastic. This cup here is plastic. The gears inside are also made from plastic or nylon, and it doesn't look like they did a stupid thing with the front steering, because by the looks of it I think that you can easily adjust and make modification to put a real servo inside, which I'm actually planning to do. Also, the wheels do not have any kind of bearings. It's a nylon bushing there, so be prepared to be hit by toy grade, full toy grade. There's no hobby grade in this thing. Hobby grade will be if you start to mod the hell out of it. Let's see if it at least works or not. So I'm going to open the hood, and there's the place for the battery, this should be going inside. I think that way is better, yes. And now I'm going to close that, and if I power it on, it flashes its headlights because it does not have connection. This transmitter needs, of course, batteries, which are not supplied, and I have installed batteries, so I'm going to power this on, and the LEDs are now constantly on. I'm going to turn the light a bit more lower so you can see the headlights there, and let's see, does it work? Yes, it does work. Well, that is nice. You can go rather slow with it. But it is kind of noisy. And let's see that wonderful steering. Wow, that is some kind of steering. The steering does more noise than the actual running motor, which is really not nice and not cool. This thing is like an angle grinder cutting the plastic away, so I really need to take this apart and start modding it, because it does have some potential to make it rather nice simulation toy. Maybe even get a engine sound simulator for it, make it sound like a truck, put some lights here. It looks like you can put an LED inside, but this thing is not hollowed in front, so I don't know why they bother to make place to put a LED there while the light won't shine through it. So definitely a lot of work to be done, but it could be made into something better, a lot more better. Of course, if you have the time and patience to do that. The tires are nice, they are soft and rubbery. They are not kind of padlocks or something like that. They are just push tires into a space in the rim. They are not glued or things like that. This is not a bashing toy or a racing toy. At least the drive shafts are collapsible, but that angle there is a bit too high for my taste. It does work, but it is a bit too much. Maybe I can somehow lower the leaf springs a bit more and align this better, both the front and the rear. That should be better and probably a bit more less noisy than it is currently, because now it is rather noisy. Well, you can adjust this with your bare hands. It's just a metal leaf, and already the suspension is now a bit lower. This thing has some traction, and I like the fact that it can go rather slow, but it is noisy as hell. I'm now going to end this review with a question. Does it really worth to be bought? Well, for $30 I think yes, because at $30 you can buy really cheap stuff that has rather the same quality, but you don't get the simulation and the scale. So this thing, at least it looks decent, and you can start modding it, while on a cheap toy you can't do much. Just run it and hope that it won't break too fast. So I'm going to be doing some other parts regarding this truck. I do have another ESC on the way. I do have a receiver, another transmitter, and some servos that I'm going to try to install. So I'm trying to get this to be driven in a nice way and not that kind of noisy. I'm also going to try to adjust the suspension more to get some kind of angle here that will be like that, not like that, so it won't force the drive shaft that much. So a lot of work, but when I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it on video and you are going to see it on my channel. Until then, bye bye.